Captain K. It appears you've noticed my battleship. It is ever so clear that evolution is the only correct answer to life as we know it. And anyone who says otherwise will be blasted into another universe. But out of respect for you, I will give you a chance to defend yourself and explain why you don't think evolution is correct.
Whoa, hold on. I haven't told you evolution isn't correct. Actually, there are many different meanings for the word evolution. When you say evolution, and mean microevolution, which is minor changes within an existing species, there's not much to debate there. But if you say evolution, and mean universal common descent, or Darwinism, then it's time to have an intellectual discussion. These two meanings of evolution are somewhat similar. They are a narrative of how life on Earth dispersed and diversified. I'll refer to them as the narrative of evolution, just so there's no confusion. This narrative makes two hefty claims. The first claim is that all living things are related, and they all share a common ancestor. The second claim is that evolution, the gradual change of living things, is powered by natural processes. That means changing factors that can be observed. Now that we have an idea of what the narrative of evolution is, it's time to see if it's reality. Evolution is a scientific theory of how life dispersed and diversified. And just like every other scientific theory, it rests on evidence to bring it from a hypothetical scenario to an actual law of life. For the time being, we need to understand how scientific evidence works. And is evidence the same as proof? So scientific evidence is empirical evidence, meaning something that can be observed, that supports the hypothesis being made. It leads us to believe that the concept being researched is more and more probable. But it doesn't negate other possibilities. To get a better understanding, imagine if you're a detective, and a crime has just been committed. Somebody vandalized the police station, and it's your job to find the culprit. You have a handful of suspects, but this guy had spray paint in his house when you searched it, and he lives closer to the police station than the others. These findings are evidence, which leads us to believe that it's plausible that he committed the crime. But notice that him owning spray paint and living closer doesn't negate the possibility that one of the others actually committed the crime. So the problem with only having evidence is that it leaves the door open for discovering new information that may nullify our initial hypothesis. If we want to shatter the case and know for sure who did it, we need to find proof. And that differs from evidence, because proof is something that supports the hypothesis and negates any other possibilities. In the case of our vandal, we would need something like a video recording of him committing the crime to negate any other possibilities. So when there's proof of a scientific theory, then, and only then should we treat it as reality. But in most cases scientific proof doesn't exist, or it's almost impossible to obtain.
What is up?
Listen to what Einstein had to say about scientific theories. The scientific theorist is not to be envied, for nature, or more precisely experiment, is an inexorable and not very friendly judge of his work. It never says yes to a theory. In the most favorable cases it says maybe, and in the great majority of cases simply no. If an experiment agrees with a theory, it means for the latter maybe, and if it does not agree, it means no. Probably every theory will someday experience its no. Most theories soon after conception. Okay, now we understand that if there's proof of something, it's a reality. And if there's evidence of something, then it's a possibility. So, where does evolution fall? Well, it all depends on the meaning. You may have heard or believed that every meaning of evolution has been proven. That's actually not true. When scientists say evolution is a fact, they generally are referring to microevolution, which refers to minor changes within an existing species. Where on the other hand, concepts such as universal common descent and Darwinism are highly controversial, because they entail that one species mutated into another. Yes, there is evidence that make them possibilities to how life has dispersed and diversified. But the door is still open to discover new findings that may negate them as possibilities. We'll continue our discussion on evolution soon. Next time we'll take a closer look at the actual evidence of evolution. Thanks again for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe.